I think Mr. Nolan's here. Yeah, cool. So, Nick, when you're ready, Buzz, I'm going to kick over to you, mate. And if you need anything, just shout.
Yeah, perfect. Hello, everybody. What my name's Nick. I am basically going to present GymSync today. So I've got a little slide deck here for us to kind of go through. So let me see. Okay, so today's agenda, what we're going to do is just talk about myself, my background, what GymSync is, what our vision and mission is, how GymSync works, the incentives and opportunities for affiliates, and then basically a bit of a Q&A. And then anybody that is interested on actually signing up on Sync, we basically can onboard you in this hour, or we can onboard you after the call as well. But ideally, with a few of you on here, and if we're all keen to do it, we can do it pretty seamlessly. So, going to jump straight into it. So my name is Nick Demby. So I've been a CrossFit affiliate owner of Sun Fitness since 2018. Before I had a background in finance, but basically been building and operating Slevin to be one of the kind of leading fitness communities in London. Our kind of big USP is on like culture, our events, and member experience. So we've really built GymSync from the perspective of a gym owner and scaling the events that we do at Slevin and wanting to kind of create a kind of something that we're doing at Slevin that we can then scale out to every gym in the country and the world. And then basically as my role's grown in kind of GymSync, I'm now looking to kind of focus on helping gyms grow through collaboration and whether it's like, I'm sure a lot of you have seen what we're doing with business rates or coaching education and stuff like that. So really passionate about kind of improving the fitness industry as a whole, and trying to make things better for everybody. So what GymSync is, like what our vision is with GymSync. It's we believe that fitness is more than training. So it's about that connection and belonging, something that you guys see in your gyms every day. And we want to do that through the lens of competition. So we want to make GymSync the most inclusive and widely participated in fitness event on the planet. So the way we do that is basically from making it like super accessible. So we're getting 14-year-olds on one side of the spectrum all the way up to 89. I think we have had a 79-year-old compete at one of our events. So really, there's like such a broad range of what we can do with this, and we want to make it mass market, which then means that we can bring mass market fitness into our gyms and affiliates. And I guess for your gyms, means celebrating community that you've already built and making something simpler and easier for you guys to do that. So there's kind of two ways that we're trying to do that we're trying to do. So grow fitness, kind of like what we're talking about, but then also building a community, a network of gyms to run seamless events, strengthen their businesses, and so forth. So what are we and what is GymSync? So GymSync is a tech-powered gym-embedded competition platform. I think the platform side of it is the really interesting thing. I think a lot of people get hung up on like the workouts and the style of the workouts. But what we're trying to do is build this network or this platform where we will interconnect all the gyms across the country and ideally across the world. We're calling Erg Race. So very similar to the CrossFit Open. We'll do the same one workout over one weekend with one leaderboard. And how do the like what is the structure of the workouts? So the workouts will always work from like 5 basic bits of like kit or movement. So we only draw from the row, the ski, the bike erg, and then either line facing burpees or burpee box overs. So what this does is it creates a well, back to what I was talking about before is just the, kind of the broadest sense of uh, bringing on 99% of your members. The only members who probably wouldn't be able to participate are going to be members that are injured or need some sort of adaptation, which we're also kind of like trying to figure out a little bit. But it just means there's no learning curve. It's super easy to judge. So you don't have to teach Mike, who just joined last week, the complexities of judging a toes to bar. It's whether they've done the calories or the meters or whatever on the rower, have they done these burpees, which are always line facing or over something. So it means it's more about counting reps rather than like having uh, subjective standards. And then it makes it super simple to run. It means that when you set up your gym floor, it's plug and play. There's no arcs, there's no scaled. Everyone does the same workout, so people book in as if it was a class. So it doesn't matter if it's male, female, or mixed. Everyone is the setup is exactly the same, so it makes it really easy as an operator, which is really important. So like everyone at GymSync, we run gyms. We're working with gyms, so we have all this stuff kind of at heart of what we're doing. And then creating one true competition, it means there's one single global leaderboard, which means that everyone gets to kind of compete with each other, which I think is super fun. The way it works is we've got 5 events over the course of a year. So this is our kind of 2026 overview. So our next event is on Raging Rapids between the 2nd and the 5th of July. Then we'll have 2 more events after that. So we'll have 3 peaks in September competition. You choose the day that you want to run it. We've now included Thursday night, like Thursdays. So basically, you run it Thursday, Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. Whether you want to run it on a Sunday because your gym is closed on Sundays and you want extra revenue, or Friday night lights sort of vibe, or you have a very like a sweat class on Saturday, you can use that as a replacement for that, and then basically giving everyone the ability to compete across across the wider network. Do we have any questions so far? No questions so far, I'm guessing. So how does it work? So basically, we run the same based workout on the same weekend. The there's zero payment that is made to GymSync for that first event as well. So it's completely free and risk-free. So there's unlimited earning potential for your gym. The way it works is we charge £12 per athlete. So £10 will go to you and £2 will go to GymSync. So once like they pay the ticket, £2 will just be taken off that payment. So our next workout, for example, is a £48 ticket because it's teams of 4. So you will take £40 and we will take £8. After that, we do like either £25 per month subscription, or it's like a £100 per one-off event. I need to take myself off here because I can't really see me. Or maybe I'll move to the side. And then, no, that's not. And then basically what happens is you run the event on at your gym on that day. So say you run it on Saturday morning, you run the event, you choose the wave times, it is your event. So what I'll do is I'll take you guys practically kind of through like how it looks. And then you have like a live leaderboard that works with that. So this is kind of how the platform looks. Let's see. Great. So Team Aretas are basically like partners in the business. So we've kind of created a white label version of what they've got in the background. So this is kind of what the platform looks like for our next event, Raging Rapids. So each one of these squares represents a gym. So for example, let's say I'm at New Wave CrossFit. I can I create my event, and then I can send my members here to this link. So this is a unique link for New Wave. So they can send all their members there to compete, follow the process. And then basically New Wave runs the event. But then what's super cool is we've got the leaderboard. So if we look at the leaderboard, say for the last event, so this is a Phobos in Bromley. So you've got 3 categories for your gym, male, female, mixed. So everyone can compete at the gym with each other. But then what's super cool is we have all the gyms competing against each other on one leaderboard. So we've got all the different gyms here again with like different categories as well. And then what's really cool now is we've added like age filters as well. So that's starting to get super vibey, especially some of the older generation are loving being able to compete just against each other as well. And then we've got tags that we're adding. So we're going to start adding things like country tags, We want to do things like firefighters, all that sort of thing, so we can start to kind of create cool narratives as well with what we're doing on that. So where it works then is you would just basically sign up for each whichever event that you'd like, but then you'd be basically on this big kind of page here. So at the moment we've got over 40 gyms signed up for our next event. So we've got a lot basically that haven't activated their event. And we're aiming to get about 90 to 100 for this next event. And we've scaled it out of the UK now. So we've got gyms in Germany running it, in Malta, in Spain. We've also got gyms in Dubai running it, and also Australia. So we're really starting to kind of go a little bit global. And obviously, just due to the nature of the workouts and the simplicity of it, it kind of allows us to kind of help us do that. So what I'm going to do actually, just take you onto our login to show you kind of how the background screen works. So I'm just going to log in with my Slevin ID. So basically, the platform's quite simple. You basically set up your event, which is quite simple to run. But then let's open this one. So you basically got a competition platform. So this is our dashboard for the last event. So we're able to set up all the waves for our event. So this was a teams of 3 event, which was basically we have 8 of each erg. So we're able to get 32 people. Was that not? No. So we were able to get 24 people in each wave. It was a 30-minute workout. So we ran our waves every 40 minutes. So really trying to get as many people through the doors. And we ran 4 waves across the evening, and we had like full house. And you can see male, female mix, doesn't really matter how people sign up for that. And you're able to manage the teams as well. So people are, let's say, it's a team of 3 of a female and one drops out, they want to bring a guy in, then they can make it a mixed, and you can help the members do that themselves. And then also you as the affiliate will be adding the scores into the leaderboard as well. So pretty simple. What we do is we also provide like all the organizer resources. So I think one of the big things about GymSync is what we provide to you as a gym. So obviously we provide the workout itself, all the branding around that, obviously the tech behind it. So once you're set up on the system, super simple for you to kind of run it. But then we also do things like personalizable templates that you can use. So you can add your logos. If you're a bit more design minded, you can add pictures behind it. We also kind of have like a 2-month sequence of events that you can use. So this stuff is all on Canva, and it's just accessible for you to do, which is really cool. And then we also provide all the event day materials that you need as well. So everything from event handbooks, score sheets, TV screens that you want to put up. So then it's kind of all done there for you. And if you've run an event before, or say even just like a competition at your gym, you're just saving hours on obviously writing work and testing the workouts, all the branding around it, kind of all the marketing. And our big goal with GymSync is to basically create a big network of gyms so that when we announce our next workouts, it's basically minimal effort from the gym side of it. It's just actually adding your adding your event onto the platform and all the members piling in. So that's kind of where we want to get to with the events and with the competition. So this just becomes like a national kind of fitness event that everyone takes part in, and make it easier to either bring drop-ins to your gym, obviously get your members engaged and all that sort of thing. So let's talk about kind of like obviously the benefits for you guys, which would be obviously revenue. So a lot of gyms charge for these events. So obviously it's £10 a ticket at this moment. What we want to do is get it to the price of a London drop-in, so about £20-25. And that will only work if we get enough gyms in the system, which then creates more vibes, more partnerships, kind of a bigger network. So if you think about kind of what we're doing, more successful GymSync becomes, which means then we can bring in bigger partnerships. So we're partnered right now with Nike and Optimum Nutrition, which means then we can get more funding from them to send branding packs and full prizes and all the rest of it, which then makes your events bigger. And then it's kind of like a self-fulfilling circle. And I think what's really cool about this model is like, if we win individually at the gym level, it means GymSync wins, and then everybody wins because we're then going to start to hopefully drive more drop-ins through the network and everything around that. So I think that's like kind of like the super exciting bit about what we're trying to do. It's like everybody's helping each other out, and I really enjoy that. So yeah, so obviously revenue. Have a lot of gyms that charge their members, have a lot of gyms that give discounts to their members. The way that works is we do that through voucher codes. So what we want to encourage is basically that it's a £48 across the board. So drop-ins all pay the same across the board. But then if you want to discount it, you can do that internally. So then you can discount of that £48, £40. So it would only cost £8 or £2 per member to sign up for the event. Then obviously the marketing support we've talked about. Ideally, what we're going to do as well is create that lead generation. So people coming down to your gyms to participate be on this like global leaderboard. And then obviously we're providing all that software and tools. And then I think the referral and retention thing is the huge thing. Is like what we do at Slevin is we call it Sync and Drink. We've got these 5 yearly, like they're almost quarterly events basically. We run them on a Friday night, and then we all go for beers and stuff afterwards. And it's our simplest event to run because it just means the members know what the workout is. Everyone can do it. Everyone just piles in, and then just having those beers and that kind of like recurring thing that goes on that you don't have to explain what the workout is because they know what the concept is. They understand what GymSync is this style of workout. So they know that they can all jump in and they just want to know what the next workout is, how many people, etc. And then they can really pile in. And so we've been doing Sync and Drink on a Friday night, but for the July event, since it's summer, we're going to run it now on a Saturday morning instead of classes. We're going to have like a barbecue style kind of summer social style thing on the day as well, which is really really exciting. So yeah, this is basically kind of where we're at in terms of what we're trying to do. Is if you think about kind of like the fitness pyramid now, and we have like say CrossFit Games, and we have these Hyrox events and Apex. These all sit at the top of the pyramid. What we're trying to do now is build the bottom of that pyramid and kind of filter through up towards this sort of thing. So I think a lot of people see our events as too basic or too easy, but simple isn't easy, as we all know. So our workouts are really tough, but obviously they are very simple in the way that they're built. But I'm getting people doing their first ever competitions and their first ever kind of taste of what it's like to do these events. But then that's going to help people to really start to do the Open, for example. So this year, for example, our event in February was a really nice lead up to the Open. We're never going to run our events during the Open because we don't want to kind of mess everybody about. But like it was about a few weeks before, so it would be like, okay, this is the kind of style of fun that we're going to have, and then you can get those members to really want to take part in more events and everything, and it's like going to be that first step for a lot of them, which is really cool. So like these are kind of like the style of the workouts that we've got. So our last event was the longest ride, which was a bike erg event, and then it had some box step overs and some ski. This is our February event, which was basically in pairs, going up a ladder of cows on the row in the ski with some burpees once you were done with that. We had a team of 4 workout, which is a lot of fun in December. So every workout is quite varied and quite different, which is great. And we're always going to try to keep kind of like this concept as it is for that. So some pictures here of like how gyms are kind of setting up for their events, which is really cool. So yeah, people putting tape down and stuff, and we're sending branding packs now to gyms. So Nike have been amazing with that and sending like graphics and branding stuff that you can put up in your gyms to raise the effects of the event. Like our partners like Optimum Nutrition send sampling down, Tenzing send like energy drinks down. we've had companies like Jubel, even though we don't work with them, send beers down to the gym as well. So there's all these things that you can use as like, say, Optimum Nutrition, protein shakes. You could give those as prizes to the winners, or what you could do is use those as like samples to kind of just add a little bit more spice to the event. But then also we do like a Spirit of GymSync award. So for the next one, I think we're going to try to take one person from each category across gyms across the UK and give them like a Nike outfit and shoes or something. And the Spirit of GymSync would be, someone who's joined last week and they judged every single event and then they took part in it and they just showed that kind of like spirit of your gym. So we want to kind of reward all this sort of thing, which is really cool. So, yeah, I think that's like basically a lot of what GymSync is. I've done a lot of talking. What I'd like to do is maybe just see if there's any questions from everybody on the call. See if I can maybe answer those, and then maybe we can take things from there.
Guys, this isn't a massive cohort, so if you've got a question, feel free to just unmute yourself and fire it in.
Okay, I got a question here. So Karen is asking, can you clarify, is it easy and possible to have a member's opt-in price versus a non-member, or drop-in, drop-out price? Do you provide separate links or landing pages for these options? So Karen, so basically the external price will show £48, but what you do is you actually show, you just create a link. Let's go back here. So you create a voucher code. So here, for example, this was the last event, it was a £36 ticket. So I was able to internally basically discount for my members that £30. So all they did was pay £6 per ticket. So it was only £2 per person. And you can never kind of override that £2 per person transaction fee, if that makes sense. So you could just do it basically at face. So you're just doing that. If that makes sense. Perfect.
So Karen, an example I would use there after I onboarded with Nick last week is I created a discount code for the 4 captains of my open teams, and I've given those captains effectively discounted entry into the GymSync event when we run it. So they'll pay £8. They get their team of 4 in as a thank you for running open teams for us.
Yeah. And you can do the discounts however you want. So I have gyms that, this is a big revenue generating opportunity for them, and that's what they want to really focus on. And I think that's amazing. And then other gyms that want to be like, this is a member benefit, it's included in the membership price, so we want to do it that way. Obviously, a lot of us as well, we're going to be taking part in our own event, so we're not going to pay the full ticket price to ourselves. So you're going to want to be able to discount it through this. So this is the kind of the way to do it as well, if that makes sense. Any questions?
Gareth, as you've gone through the this kind of sign up process, can you just talk us through it with Nick, so it just gives a little bit more, I guess, meat on the bones, for those who just want to get stuck in straight away. It is fairly simple, but it'd be good to kind of hear your perspective as well.
Yeah, of course. So we effectively did this call with Nick a couple of weeks ago before we put the webinar on, and then booked in a half-hour slot to do the onboarding with Nick, where he walked me through everything, and even my kind of immature technical brain managed to get everything set up really easily. What I've done since then is just start putting the feelers out, because it's still a little way off the next event, in internal messaging. Like I mentioned, I got those team captains from the Open signed up. The reason I did that is because they're people that are really good at recruiting people into events in the gym. And I've kind of left it there. I think last time I checked, we'd had a fair few signups. I need to check it again today. It is a very, very easy process. If you've only got 2 C2s, you can adjust all of that stuff in the back of house as well, like Nick mentioned. So even if you've not got loads of kit, you could still run this event without too much stress.
Yeah, I think to answer Nicole's question, I think if you don't have the kit at all, then obviously it's not something you'll be able to run. But I guess reason why we started and why we created this concept around the C2 ergs is I think obviously with the rise of high rocks in the last 5 years, like so many of us have like ski ergs in the gyms now, and we know that the bike ergs, for example, are kit that are less used. So we basically we only do like select events with the bike erg. So our last event in April had the bike erg, but we're not going to be reusing the bike erg until Nico's Triangle in November. So the next two events will just be row and ski. So if you do have rowers and skiers, and I would say like just to Gareth's point, if you have at least two or three, if you have got three rowers and skiers each, it means you'd be running waves of 12 people every 40 minutes. So you'll still be getting quite a few people through the doors as well with that. But then obviously, like there's gyms that have 10 to 15. I think like Forum up in Leeds just have a ridiculous amount, right? So they could effectively with 15 getting like 60 people through in one wave and creating like this super cool big atmosphere that you probably wouldn't be able to do with a class, for example. So that's really cool.
Something just to tag on the end there, Nick, that we've done at Second City with this event is we've told people that when they sign up to this, all the revenue goes into buying more ergs. So we don't have loads of ergs at Second City, believe it or not. We've only got 4 skis, 2 C2 bikes. Like we don't have a large volume. So we've just said to anyone, all revenue goes straight back into buying or refreshing those ergs,
Yeah.
which kind of help motivate the coaches to push it a little bit as well.
Yeah. I think I mean that comes back to what I was saying as well. Like it's so that's such a cool idea because I'm also talking the concept too to try to get them to help us out with things like fittest gym rewards and things like okay, the gym that has the fittest members that wins, say we're gonna add another layer to our leaderboard, which is the average of all the scores of each gym. Like what we want to do is reward that gym with an erg or something. So everyone's like kind of fighting towards that. So it comes back to kind of what I was saying before, which is the more gyms we get involved, the bigger the prizes can be, the more we can kind of give back as well. The more leverage then we can have talking to these big companies that can then kind of help us and deliver things for our communities as well. So I think it's pretty cool. Like even from that sense is like we can energize everyone from a gym level, really great. We can energize everyone in the network level as well. That's also going to help everybody out too. Yeah. So I guess everybody on this call is just would anybody like to go through the kind of sign up process? I can kind of take us all through that. If there are no more questions, it takes about like 15, 20 minutes to get signed up. And what I can do is basically show you on the screen kind of how it works. What we can do is just send you the link to get registered and everything, and then we can all follow along together. I mean,
It works for us, Nick.
yeah, perfect. Let's do that. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I've also got Mitch and Flo who are going to help out. So if you do have questions in the chat, you can pop those in, or they can probably like jump off or do a breakout call as well. I don't know how that would work, but all we're going to do is, all you guys are going to do is I've just pinged that link, compete.gymsync.com on there. And then once you're on there, what we're all going to do is just click on login on the top right. And now basically you'll be presented with a login question or register. So this is actually the clunkiest part is if you've ever done a turf games or you've ever run a competition on Team Aretas, you might have a login already set up. If you have a personal one, you can use that, or what you can do and what I would recommend is setting up a profile that's for your gym. So for example, I would do Slevin Fitness. I put my date of birth. And then I put our support our support email in there rather than doing your own personal one. But I guess it depends on the size of your gym. Your Instagram, I would just, you can put that in there or not. So put in country, should be England for me, and then SE11 5AW by postcode, and then set up a password that you and the team would find really easy as well to remember. It doesn't have any kind of requirements on there. And then ideally click sign up. I'll leave everyone a couple seconds to do that. Get logged in. Okay. Are we all set? Should I carry on? Yeah, perfect. Okay, so once we're all set up there, you're gonna then just go back to this main page, click on Raging Rapids, 3rd to 5th of July, and what you're gonna do is scroll down all the way to the bottom, and you'll see something that says create your event. And click on that. Once you're done there, you're gonna click on Raging Rapids, 3rd to 5th of July, and then you're gonna click continue. Once it goes green, continue. So then now you're just going to put the basic info of the event in. So here in the title, you're just going to put your gym name. So I'm going to put Slevin Fitness, Slevin. And then here you're going to have a start date and an end date. So the start date, you want to do the same day basically as when you're going to run it. So we're going to run it on a Saturday. So we're going to set the start and the end date to the Saturday the 4th. Okay, the deadline is already set. Basically, you don't have to touch that and the time zone's already set. Then you're just basically going to put in your address in there. Postcode. And then put your email that you want people to email you to. If put your phone and your website, but it's up to you. This will just basically be on the main screen to show you to show whoever's signing up if they're like who they can contact if they have questions.
Hi, Nick.
And then, yeah.
Sorry for interrupting. Just double checking. Are we able to go in and edit the date?
Yes. Yeah. So everything is editable. So what I would do is put something indicative for now, and we don't even need to activate this as of yet. So I think it's really good to just get it set up in the background. If you need to talk to any other kind of the coaches or anybody else at the business, then we can delete this. So don't worry, you're not committing yourself to anything from here.
That's great.
So
thank you.
Click on continue. So the logo is a generic one. I'll basically show you guys now in a sec where we can change this as well. We can add your gym logos onto there. Okay, so now in this categories, this is the mathematical bit. So basically you want to scroll down a little bit to this lane section. So waves and lanes. Your lanes are going to represent how many you have of each erg. So our next workout is ski and rowing, and it's teams of 4. So actually bring that up, please. So this is the next workout. So it's a 30-minute teams of 4, 20-minute EMOM to start. So basically athletes will be kind of rotating through that, and then there'll be a 2-minute rest. Then 3 athletes will be on the skier, kind of going ham on that, while 1 athlete every 2 minutes will be changing out. They'll be doing 14 burpees over a rower. and then max calories on the rower after that. So basically, all we need to kind of account for is everyone's going to have enough boxes at 20 inches to run this event. So it's your lanes will basically be constrained by how many skis and how many rowers you have. So at Slevin, we've got 8 of each. So we're going to run lanes 8. All right. And that means that's also kind of your how many teams you're going to have in each wave. All right. So then our capacity will be a multiple of that. So let's say I wanted to run 3 waves. I would then run for 24. Okay. So that means then that I have now an event that is going to be, what is that? So 24 times 4. So it's 96 people that will be kind of coming through the doors on our Saturday morning. So this is the point where a lot of people get kind of messed up. So I don't know if there's any questions, if that all makes sense. So just remember it's teams. No, all good? Okay, no, Nicole, the deadline, you don't have to do anything. You just leave that. It's just blanked out. Yeah. So that's a deadline to sign up is basically what that is. So that's all that is. Okay, so going back to here. So then once you've got your waves kind of set up, now you can set the times. So here and there's a little time picker in the time slot. What you're going to do, so we start our classes at 9 a.m. So we're going to run 09. And then I think just because we've got so many people coming through the doors, we'll probably run it every 45 minutes. So we'll probably do then 09, 45, and then we'll run at 10:30. What I would do as well is I would always run less waves than you think, just to create more of a scarcity issue. And then you don't have like a really full first wave, 2 not so well-attended waves, and then a really full last one. Or you'd rather just run like bin one of them, get everybody like into all that. You can always add waves on afterwards as well, which is really good. So yeah, so you got your times. All this is changeable as well, so don't worry about that. And now, so on the ticket pricing, so this bit you're just going to leave as is. So the price is £40 per ticket. So we're going to add the £2 fee after that. So it'll automatically default to that £48 that you're seeing on the website. You'll also have a button here that I don't have at the moment because I've already set up my payouts. It says set up payouts. You don't have to click that just yet. I'll show you where you can do that afterwards. This is basically what it is just to connect Stripe Connect to your account. This is different from a Stripe account, which you probably have already. All this is like a verification or a KYC of your bank account, basically, and you as a director. So all it's going to allow you to do is basically this will connect you to ticketing. So then basically when you do sell tickets, you'll receive money into your account. So that will take about 10 minutes after this call as well. And then that's it, really. So then once you're there, you're just going to click on create event. No questions? Okay, so.
Nick, sorry for bothering you again. We're in Ireland, so I was going to change that to euro. So will that convert over then for sterling in Stripe, for when the payments are being processed, maybe?
I don't know is
So
yours processing as well?
Let me see. I'll just press continue here. I just changed it over. It just comes up as €40, but like in sterling, it would be more.
Are you based out in Ireland?
Yeah, Southern Ireland. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you put euro, that should be okay. What I'll do as well, I'll show you as well afterwards, just to make sure that it is in euro. So that's super easy to change now as well. Okay. So basically what this is now is you should get this screen, and you'll get a link. So I'll show you. You don't have to copy this now, or you can copy it, but this will be your unique link that you'll be able to send then to the members for your event. What you'll be able to do is now is click edit details. All right, and it brings you onto this dashboard now where you'll be able to change everything that you need to change, which is great. So Karen, to your point, if you want to change the dates or anything like that, you can change those here as well. So all this information that you just put in anyway, you can edit that all now. On the pricing, Karen, so just to make sure that it's in euro, you can change that here now as well. And it will just add €2 extra onto the tickets as well. So if it hasn't set it to euro in the bit before, you should be able to do that now, and that's not a problem. Does that work for you?
Yeah, I was able to change it to euros before I created the event, so it's all good there now.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, perfect. So what you'll see now in this, so we talked about setting up those Stripe payouts. You'll be able to see that here. There should be a setup payouts button, which you'll all be able to do. So just remember that's in edit competition and then price in this middle sidebar, and you can do the setup payouts. Then what you'll be able to now see as well as your waves. So if you did want to kind of change your waves or your wave times, you'll be able to do that here as well. So you can change the timings. If you change the dates as well, you'll be able to change those. You'll also be able to add more waves. So let's say you do want to add an extra wave. What you'll need to do, and this is a bit funky that we're trying to fix, is you'll need to go into edit competition tickets. So let's say I wanted to make it 32 teams. Change that to 32. Click on save details. Then I can go into waves, change wave to 4, click apply. And then I'll have a wave here at the back end of it. So like, let's say now we can change that to 11:15. Right, and now people will be able to sign up for that. I'll just be able to click save all. I'll have the option of doing just save or save email. Save email is great because if you change waves closer to the time you got locked in, save, and that's that. Then I'll be able to do check all the teams. So kind of like what I showed you guys before, you'll be able to change people's categories. You can help change team names, all that sort of thing. You'll be able to see like your revenue, your tickets, who's buying tickets, all that sort of thing. And then the vouchers, what me and Gareth kind of went through, is you'll be able to add vouchers. So say I want to do 100% discount and I want to do it for the coaches. So it's 11 coaches or something, right? Or for the members or whatever code you want to do, you can do it through this as well. Then on the day, you'll be able to manage the scores as well and add those all in here. But everything that you'll need to do basically is going to be here in the top bits. But that's pretty much it. If you ever get lost, I always like to think about this GymSync here on the top left as just being like, if you ever get lost, you can always go back and click on that, and it'll take you kind of to this main screen. But another way to kind of access your competition is once you're logged in, is to click on dashboard, and then you should be able to see my competitions. And now I've got 2 competitions because I've just created a second one. But let's see, probably this one, which hasn't been activated. But then what I'll be able to do is click on activate competition once I'm ready to go live on it. Click on activate, and there'll be 3 options, which will be your first event will be free. So that if you click on that, that should mean like it's absolutely free. That should be available to you. And then you've obviously got your other 2 options. So basically, if you love the event, it's a really big success, then there's 2 options, which will be a £25 plus VAT every 4-week kind of subscription. So or a one-off £100 event. So if you wanted to run them throughout the year, that's obviously the subscription will be a much better option. It's about £300 a year, whereas the one-off events will be 500 if you did all 5. So a couple of options there for everybody. But then basically you just click on free, click through it, get free event, and then basically what that will do is it will create an event that then basically it'll come up onto this main screen here, and you'll be able to see the event here once it's live and activated, if that makes sense. And then basically members can either find your event by clicking on the link that they see there, or you can just send them the unique link itself, and they'll be able to find that too. Any questions? No?
Nick, do
Cool.
you have any gyms
Yeah.
that would, sorry now for interrupting, do you have any gyms that would have, like, for example, when we do Battle Cancer every year, we buy like 10 teams and then we put everyone on their teams, like we would make the teams for them. Just because we have some people that are quite shy with signing up and finding someone to be on the same team as them. Like, would you have some gyms obviously pay GymSync the money for the team, and then they'll obviously get the money a different way from the members?
We've not had it done that way, but
it is a
what we
possible
do at
thing
my
to
gym
do, maybe.
is like yeah, so you can obviously buy teams. So what I would do is set the discount to 100%. So you only pay the £8 per team. So it'd be say if you wanted to do 10 teams or something like that, so then that would be £80 charged to you. And then, but the problem is with that is you have to log in. You have to create 10 logins to do that. So what I would do instead is rather than do it that way, is get the like what we tend to do here is a whiteboard, and we just say who's lookable at your goal, and you create almost a matching service within the gym. And I think with all these events, you can put out emails, you can put out like Instagram posts, but actually what's going to get people to sign up is like the culture of your gym and leading from the front, and kind of like what you're saying is getting the coaches and the staff to really be invested in it, and then trying to get the members to kind of unite and get signed up for the event. So no, there's no way. Basically, you need the members to sign up with their logins, so that would be kind of the way to do it. But ideally, we haven't really had that much trouble with just getting them to kind of do it that way as well. So it is only, I guess, a £2 per person payment. But if you want to subsidize that, you could do that through membership credit or something like that as well. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, it would be a lot of admin work for us if we had to manage everyone's sign up. But yeah, no, we will promote it as a action they have to take themselves, really, to create their profile. And then obviously if you have a captain, the captain might
exactly
help get people signed up. Yeah.
I think the point is we want to make it as little admin as possible. The first event will always be a little bit more admin, just because people don't know the system and people don't know the concept. But once they run that first event, and once you run it as well, like this whole sign up process takes literally 2 minutes, because go through all the things, how many lanes, all that sort of thing. And then like the kind of other big kind of stumbling block is this, which is the organizer resources. It's not a big stumbling block, but it's just basically understanding how it all works, is like going through all the Canva templates, which you edit them. But basically we've got it all set up here. So if you guys all click on, if you go on to the main GymSync bit, click on organizer resources, it takes you to step 2, step 3. So you can get your Stripe set, and you can get 2 seconds. I just got people walking.
Yeah, Nick,
so you got yours, all that sort of thing.
A little bit.
So materials and stuff. So it's just kind of figuring out how. Sorry?
Signals cutting in and out.
Can you hear me? Oh, sorry. Can you hear me now? Is that okay?
It's okay.
Yeah. Okay, perfect. So yeah, I think getting acquainted with this organizer resources is super helpful. So let me go back to is just spending like 10, 15 minutes acquainting yourselves with this, seeing what kind of posts you can use and all the rest of it. And then once you're kind of like all set up, the Stripe setup's a bit of a friction point, but once you're done that, it's about 5, 10 minutes. But then after that first event, members know what it is, you know what the system is, you know what's going on. Ideally, you're only just putting out like an Instagram post or an email, but then you're just basically getting your staff, your coaches to get everybody invested, involved in the event. And then it's just about running the event on the day, which is super simple in the sense of like judges, for example, is grabbing the members to come in and help judge. Just whack a score sheet in front of them. They'll figure it out. And obviously you can do a little bit of explaining how it all works, etc. But you're not going to the same lengths as you would for a regular style competition. It's just completely different. And I think once you've run a couple of waves, everyone kind of knows what's going on, and you can just grab anyone from the crowd and put a clipboard in front of their hands as well, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that's
But
good.
yeah,
I mean, when you think about it, for the Open, they have to sign themselves up for the Open, so we can
yeah,
promote it a little bit like that.
yeah,
And then for like judging and things like that, we usually, ask the member to stay after their heat to help with judging and things like that. But yeah, no, that sounds okay.
yeah. Especially for this workout, it's actually just counting the burpees, just kind of the burpee box overs, and then the burpees over the rower, because the machines will be self counting themselves, and then it'll just be noting down the calories at the end of each block, really. So, and then adding everything up. So it will just literally be a burpee counting exercise for the judging, which will be super simple.
Awesome. All right. Thank you very much, Nick.
Yeah,
We will publish the video once it's been basically downloaded, and then we'll reshare. And if you could, again, just sort of send us some links that we can attach to that, and we can sort of roll it on and get it across the out to the affiliate and networking community. In terms of contacts, etc., where's the best place for people to find you?
contacts. I guess if they have questions about, I mean, you guys can message me in that GymSync in the affiliate owner Q&A if you wanted to, but I'm on that. Or if you just wanted to send an email to support@gymsync.com, or I'll just put my emails. Perfect.
Brilliant.
Got my personal email there as well.
That's awesome. All right, so sounds
That's
like
it,
it's
really.
just in the nick of time before Slevin's class kicks off in and around about the midday time. I guess all the coffees are coming in, one or the other. Thank you
Yeah.
very much for that.
Did you
Just to
did
sort
you
of
hear a lot of people coming in?
only towards the end, it's fine. Just in order, sort of like I
Yeah.
think we'll get you back on in the next month or two to talk about obviously what you are doing in relation to that situation in the UK and rates as well. So again, we just want to kind of separate out the two. So yeah, we'll sort something out for the future in regards to that in the next month or two, just so you can give us a bit of an update on what you do, and then we're good to go from there. That work?
Yeah, fantastic. Yeah, I'll have a policy proposal that I've put together as well. So we're advancing quite quickly on some things with that, which is exciting.
All right, brilliant. All right, we'll have
Yeah.
everyone have a great day, and we'll catch you soon.
Thanks, Nick.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers,
Thank you
everyone. Have
so
a great
much.
day.
Bye bye.